We are live. This is the market update, the Bitcoin Pizza Day market update. I am your host, Bill Noble. Well, we have an all-time high in Bitcoin. What does it mean for altcoins? I will tell you. Which altcoins are moving? Here's a hint. The ones that AI will use. Did you know that there was an article put out by a high-ranking Ethereum official about the future of DeFi? Now, I could read all that to you, all right? And coming up after that, we may discuss that in the YouTube member podcast, which is now sometimes referred to as Girl Bill. So because of air conditioning issues, Girl Bill will be next. If you don't know what Girl Bill is, it's Toby live in this chair. Don't miss it. The people who it's a different thing. You can take your earplugs out from listening to me and listen to Toby. Now, on the subject of needing earplugs, I cannot get loud enough that as soon as they get up on the stage, as I have told the new platinum members in Patreon, as soon as they get up on that stage at Bitcoin Vegas, boom, altcoins are going to take off massively. You've already got like 12% up days in certain layer ones that we have talked about that Patreon Platinum had 3 days ago. As soon as that starts, which it has, all altcoins are going to go with it. Welcome back to 2017. LuxAlgo, we're going to go through the TA, multiple different kinds. As soon as they start talking about Bitcoin and Bitcoin maximalists, all the things that the AI complex, is what I call it, will use are going to explode. Because you know what? AI doesn't care about crypto tribalism. It doesn't care who has the best Twitter. It doesn't care. Okay. It only cares about things like, let's call it minor extractable value, MEV. If I have it right, if not, comment down below. In other words, what layer one can I get on where the big holders can't front run and hose my orders or hose my contracts or whatever? Who's got the best MEV? Well, okay, we can tell you that in the YouTube Platinum area because, the GAN model spit that out. AI is not going to care. AI is going to go where it's fastest and cheapest immediately, right? Immediately. Now, how fast is immediately in the AI world? Well, let's go back to DeepSeek, right? So here's ChatGPT, here's OpenAI, not really solvent. And then boom, here comes the Chinese, subsidized by the government with allegedly cheaper chips, but really they got NVIDIA coming under the table. How fast did that hit? Boom. How hard did that hit? Hard. Hard. So when it hits crypto, how's it going to hit? Hard. Bitcoin is a part of a prosperity trade. There is way too much talk about all the negative things that are happening, global bond markets. We talk about this in the 6th Street Crypto podcast. There is too much focus on negativity. So will we talk altcoins today? Yes. Will I repeat myself today about this market? Yes. Because when you're right, you keep saying it. You just keep saying it. Toby told you about Bitcoin. She told you about DeFi. She's telling you about AI. She's telling you. And that's what we're going to do today. So if you're new, welcome. If you're a customer, thank you for your business. And we're just going to rock it. Okay. Like I said, Bitcoin 111 and no one's bullish. No one. We'll go over it. Noah is here. Welcome. Baby Whale, Bull Runner, Bob Marsh, a member for 6 months. Gian made a bunch of money off a 2023 call. Thank you, sir. Tussle, live it. Crypto to the moon. Welcome. Hot Mess Express. Caroline, right? Nasher. Joe Robbins, a member. Grandpa Keeter. The super chat king. Live it. My pizza is getting cold. Sir, we're going to heat up your pizza. Your pizza will be piping hot when I'm done here. And if I'm not making it hot, Girl Bill will. Right? Girl Bill has it going on at multiple levels. Forget about it. Is here. Game Kitty, GME Kitty, DC Precise, Kim Craig in the house, Lee, GF, what's up? Deast, greatest XRP. Dude, XRP. You sleep on XRP, you miss out. Do not sleep on XRP. We have 2 news items that the Eagle King found because he is the grandmaster of news that are going to blow your mind. They're going to blow your mind because they're on page 20 of the technical analysis textbook that no one in crypto reads because we're too busy with computer models. Old school is here. Deets, NEAR is not talked about enough. I agree. NEAR is, I believe, a top holding in Grayscale's AI ETF, or their version of an ETF. Watch out. JH, a new member here from Vancouver. Welcome to Vancouver. Hal Lopez, wrong again. How about Total 2? Dude, how about it? Total 2, others, Total 3. Am I ever going to get off the technical analysis of crypto market cap? No. No. News, charts. Bitcoin Pizza Day at Strategy. Paid for with dollars. Okay, it's funny in crypto. We eat our pizza to celebrate a guy who lost $1 billion. It's really kind of a funny holiday. I'm sure the guy that spent the Bitcoin for the pizza is not amused. However, what we should really call this is crypto's version of Thanksgiving, because we should celebrate this guy because he used Bitcoin. He was the original user, the most famous user, by using it to buy a pizza. And you know what? We should not make fun of him because there are many cryptos out there that are at ridiculously low valuations compared to equities. And you have to ask yourself a very important question. Are you acting like the pizza guy? We can make fun of the pizza guy, but 5 years from now, is somebody going to be making fun of you? The answer to that is heck no, because you're going to listen to this. You're going to hit the like button. You're going to listen to this. You're going to hit the notification button. You're going to listen to this. And you're going to jump in Patreon. You're going to listen to this and go in the member area. I'm sure you get the point. Gee, Injective Protocol, fast, hot, layer 1, wink, wink. 1 of 5 in a latest report. Gee, it's up 15%, 13%. It bounced off LuxAlgo support. And guess what? It's not even above its 200-day moving average yet. So when you could not get above the 200-day moving average, it was a crash. What happens when you get back above the 200-day moving average and you hold? The whole theme of this show for at least a week and a half has been everyone's afraid of resistance. And when everyone's afraid of resistance, what happens when you blow through it? Oh, it's easy. It's up only. Everyone's afraid. Everyone hesitates. And he who hesitates is lost. So if this is the inverse, if this is the inverse of that, Girl Bill coming up at 6:30, I'm done. Right? This is everywhere. It's Rose, another fast layer 1. I mean, God, I knew guys. Like one of the smartest guys I knew. He's like, oh, I love this thing. Where is this thing? It's destroyed. Like, can you tell me why the market's down? Like, I know that there was like a disappointment trade after the strategic Bitcoin reserve, but why did it go vertical and die? Why did it go down so much? People thought it was winter. Is there an explanation for a hot, fast layer 1 with a 9% rally that doesn't even register on the chart? I'm like, oh, it's up 9%. Who cares? Who cares? What happens if there's a day in June where all this stuff is up 40% in one day? That's the way it trades. I mean, here it was the opposite. It was like, oh, God, it can't rally. And then, right? Oh, God, it can't rally. Now it's, oh, God, it's up only and it's not dipping. Everybody wants to know when the dip is. It goes up and everyone wants to dip. Bro, this was the dip. And guess what? They're still giving you dips. They still gave it to you. People were so bearish a week ago. God, you know what I'm saying? It's like, dude, this is not even unwound the dip. You're still in the dip, technically, chart-wise. Like, what's the difference? Like if you had bought it on this huge down day or you bought it today, what's the difference? Well, I can tell you what the difference is. Psychologically, if you got involved now, non-investment advice, you will have known that they tried to hit it and failed. And that this, good God, this, not to get fixated on this. I mean, this is great, but it's not on our favorite list. It's 35% away from its 200-day moving average. You don't think this can go up 35% in one day? What do you think? Right? I mean, we have chart after chart. We have MicroStrategy can go up 30%. We have Total 3 can go up 30%. That's altcoin market cap. We have others. Okay, let's bring up others. Because you know what? I've been on Total 2 and Total 3, but we haven't done enough others. So others is Web3. It's total crypto market cap without the top 10. So first of all, you're trying to tell me that Web3, the speculative component of Web3, is only worth $277 billion. So AI, real world assets, DeFi, DeSci, decentralized science, decentralized social media. So if you think about this in legacy, finance, AI, machine learning, healthcare is worth $250 billion. What do you think a machine is going to do when it sees this? A machine's going to go, oh, wow, this is cheap. Oh, I love AI. I'm an AI and I love AI because I'm going to be Skynet one day. So if I'm going to be Skynet one day, then let's get in all the Skynet coins. Let's get in everything. Like you ever hear this thing that artificial general intelligence equals a PhD in every subject ever invented, all in one container? Okay. So when it sees like finance, internet, healthcare, social media trading at $250 billion, when NVIDIA and all the Microsoft trades at $3 trillion. So an antiquated operating software company, Windows 11 doesn't even work, and they're not an AI company because they just partnered with Grok. Somehow that's worth $3 trillion. And altcoins at Web3 are worth $250 billion. This is not worth $250 billion. Oh, by the way, like I said, this is a new term. This is still in the dip zone, right? You got a dip. If you bought the first dip here, okay, you're just getting back to even. Just getting back to even, right? If you bought the first dip after the top, okay, you had to put up with this, but you're back to even. This is still inside the dip. Thoughts on the Sui situation? Yeah, this thing about the Sui DEX getting hacked. Wow. Wow. Now, I know this may be Kool-Aid, but Sui should be down a lot more. It should be down 20%, and it's not. All of these protocols have to go through a hack. They have to go through something. It happened to Uniswap, I believe. It happens to all of them. And if they don't crash, it makes them stronger. Now, that doesn't bode for Sui upside. However, what about the rest of the layer ones? Okay, so we're not running DeFi anytime soon on Sui. Okay, so where are we running DeFi? Oh, wait. How about Ethereum with an infinite number of layer twos that could run the entire finance system on a battle-tested network? What do you know? I'm trying to find the positive in the negative. I think you make the most money by trying to find what's positive in a negative situation. Don't drink Kool-Aid. Don't hold your crypto if an FTX is coming. At some point, we're going to need to take profits because the bond market's going to become a problem. But that's not today by any stretch. So what do I think it is? This should be down a lot more. What do I think it really means? Get over to a battle-tested network. The battle-tested network are too cheap because everyone was hot on this. Okay, they're going to stay hot, but XRP Ledger is undervalued. You know what I'm saying? Like, if XRP Ledger is more secure than this, or if you want to speculate in a speculative layer one network, why not try XRP Ledger? And I have no idea why Solana is not at 300, especially given this news. But like I said, when I hit the stage of Bitcoin Vegas and it's a standing ovation and whatever, but I do have a story about Bitcoin Vegas that I find fascinating. We'll get to that later. It has to do with antivirus and Janice McAfee. U.S. House passes Trump's big, beautiful tax spending bill. Well, of course they did, right? Tax cuts for the people. They need it. More sugar for Congress. They're going to print $5 trillion. Okay. And they got a distraction because the former president of the United States, as was discussed here, was very sick. And, you know, people were going to regret like making fun of him in kind of a malicious way. Okay. There were jokes to be made and he should have been out of there. But when a medical doctor wants to put a guy in a wheelchair and then you put him on TV stumbling up Air Force One, you should go to jail. So there's two lessons here. One, do sovereigns have your interest at heart? You got to think about that. If nobody cared about this poor guy who served his country for a long time, do they care about you? Very interesting question. Clearly, that situation was illegal. How many people do you think are going to get prosecuted and go to jail over it? Zero. Do they have who's behind that? Let's make it simple. Who did that? Who did that, and do they care about you? No. So what you should do is get a reusable coffee cup. Don't go to Starbucks. Get the money in crypto. Do it $5 at a time. If the guy that had bought the Bitcoin pizza, the Bitcoin pizza guy, if he had invested $10 or $20 a week in Bitcoin, back then, every single week bought $20 worth of Bitcoin, he'd be retired. Probably. Don't be the pizza guy. You don't understand anything I'm saying? Don't be that guy. Okay? Out of Starbucks, into hot dogs and crypto. Do what is necessary. Wow. Look at this. Buy in May and go away. Gee, did somebody say that? I'm pretty sure we had somebody who said that. I think we did. They must watch the show. Okay. Everybody wanted to sell. Luckily, we got out before everybody else with buy in May and go away. We had it in April. Right here. Buy in May and stay. Sorry. Buy in May and stay 3 weeks ago. Smoking hot Bitcoin outfit telling you exactly what to do with your market. I don't know how it gets any better than that. Okay, a member request. Member request. Okay, member request. Woohoo. For HanChain. By the way, in the YouTube member area on the girl Bill stream, woo! Did they love their meme coins over there? I had no idea. We have a monster meme coin audience. So if you like meme coins and you need to know what to do with your meme coins, we can help. I've never thought of that as a selling point. Okay. So I don't know if this is right or not. When you have something like this, I think, assuming this is correct, this is the project giving up, the project itself. Now, when someone gives up on the project, whether it's the project or some big holder, you get any type of catalyst, again, assuming this is correct, and if it's not, it's a TA lesson. When everyone exits, and then support is essentially at zero, all it takes is one catalyst for all these people to pile back in. And that's all I'll say about it. Because we don't know if we got the right symbol. Eagle King is great at this. Just, be careful. Be careful. Memes? Okay. Stuff you DYOR? Okay. Do not lose the rent. Do not. Give up Starbucks and put it in something that you know is good. So you're not the pizza guy. But again, buy in May and stay. Now, someone is undoubtedly going to do, you ready? The actual stock term is sell in May and go away. So it's perfect, right? Market goes up in May, you sell everything, you come back in July. It's not unintelligent. It's not stupid. However, they're not thinking about altcoins and others. They're not thinking about that. So maybe it's take profits in Bitcoin, or Bitcoin goes sideways, or Bitcoin does a blow off top, something like that. But then you don't get out of the market, you go into altcoins. And again, everyone is talking about selling. You know how you know it's not a bubble? Because every day we can find an article about selling. JPMorgan cast doubt on $1 trillion stablecoin forecasts. JPMorgan is short gold. And JPMorgan's research group thinks it's smart by being a contrarian, which research departments are mandated to do. They just haven't read the 2017 study from the University of Texas, how they printed Tether and used it to ramp Bitcoin back in the day. They haven't read that report. CFTC says crypto perpetual futures could come to US, says Bloomberg. So they don't have to make a new ETF. They don't have to make something for stock market people. They can just say, okay, well, we have futures everywhere else on the planet. Why don't we have it here? It's all a part of unwinding the regulatory nonsense so they can go play golf, because that's what they want to do. That's what they are doing. That's what they are doing. Okay, so Orange Man in trouble, crypto corruption, meme coins, sold over the top of everybody. The optics are horrible. However, let's look at the bright side. Okay, the optics are horrible. What would you like us to do? Quit crypto? Be the Bitcoin pizza guy? What? What do you want us to do? Now, what the Orange Man is doing is, because of the optics, he's like, okay, well, let's have a meme coin dinner. Because don't tell me people in Washington don't all get together based on who's in a club. It's like a country club. Okay. The Orange Man's going to speak at a country club. Fine. All I know is they got to do something because of the optics. Now, first they'll do a meme coin dinner, and then somebody at the meme coin dinner will come to the Orange Man and say, hey, guys, can we get the Bitcoin strategic reserve going? They should have bought it at 77 before they did the tariff thing. Really? They should have been like, okay, well, we're about to wreck everything. So when we wreck everything, let's get the Bitcoin while we're down there. I can't believe nobody suggested that. That's why they got to hire me, not Elon. I should be running the Fed. That's what I should be doing. Everybody has to wear shirts like this to work. Michigan lawmaker, new crypto bill. You know, if you know anything about American football, especially American college football, if Texas does it, all the other big states and schools will do it. So that's Texas, Michigan, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Southern schools, Alabama, Florida. It's called the Southeastern Conference. Back up north, they call it the Big Ten. Okay, which has other schools in it, like USC from California. How long do you think it's going to take before somebody goes, well, if Texas is doing that, can't have Texas showing us up? Trust me. It's very American. It's very silly, but it's going to happen. Strategy says, hey, can I get $2 billion? Does anyone have $2 billion lying around? Because I have this really cool thing called Strife Preferred Stock. Now, if you're an insurance company or a giant pension fund and you can't buy Bitcoin, you can buy this. And you can give me $2 billion and I'll buy more Bitcoin. Because I bought it at 20K when no one thought it would ever go back above the 2017 high. He bought it at 10 and then he bought it at 20 and people are like, oh my God, what a savage. because nobody thought it was going to go through 20. Then he bought it at 60 in 2021. We were like, oh, look at this guy. Then it went to 16, and we thought he was going to get liquidated, and he just dealt with the pain. 6 months of what Gann would call spiritual development. That was quite the spiritual development. Does he think, if he thinks it's going to 10 million, he doesn't really care about 111,000. He's showing the general public, don't be afraid. Genius Act will extend demand for U.S. Treasuries. What do you know? They must watch the show. They must have missed the email from Besson the last time the first time they went through this. It's like, I got a message from Besson, and then now I got a DM from Powell going, guys, there's no bid for the debt. I go, oh, okay. Oh, the debt. Oh, is that how I get all my sugar? Oh, okay. Stablecoin bill coming up. Altcoins could be next. They must watch the show. 2017, old school. Bitcoin goes up. People take profits, rotate them into alts. And you know what? If humans won't do it, machines will. Machines will look at Bitcoin at 111 and ETH at 2,600 and go, oh, well, this is easy. Bitcoin could go much higher due to FOMO and futures market euphoria. I thought it was crypto winter. But this is true, though, right? You don't have any search volume for Bitcoin on the internet. Bitcoin price eyes 112 as assets ignore bad news. We're not ignoring bad news. We're finding a solution to bad news. The solution to bad news doesn't have to be a legacy crash anymore. Last legacy crash of epic proportions was 2008, where Bitcoin was born. Then equities went down 20%, and everybody discovered the decoupling, which was prophesized by Toby. And then everyone's like, oh, okay, Bitcoin is the answer. Crypto's real momentum isn't in the charts. It's in developer activity. What a fascinating concept, right? It's like humans are going to build on stuff, and then they're going to use AI agents to build faster, right? Like maybe computer code isn't scarce anymore, according to a thought leader. So what happens if you could have a proliferation of blockchain code? You can't have a proliferation of Bitcoin, right? But you could have a proliferation of dApps, I think. How long does it take to create a dApp? I don't know. Ask a machine. Bitcoin looks exhausted as the next bear market is coming soon. Now, I know they got to write about something to get attention, but if these articles exist, it's going higher. Bitcoin tops Amazon on Pizza Day. So what? Amazon is a fancy online version of Walmart. Yeah, they own a lot of digital real estate. Yeah, you have to go there for convenience, but what is it exactly? It's a giant store. Bitcoin's a giant store of value. All-time high as Bitcoin bulls are not done yet. Boy, they're working really hard on the internet to get all these bullish things to convince you so you forget that they were calling for crypto winter. Can AI agents really trade crypto for you? DeFi AI. Watch out. I had Wendy O caught a video from her saying you could run it on Hedera. I think, she's working with Hedera, but Hedera is an American-made crypto. What happens if you have an American-made crypto with no transaction task that can run AI agents for DeFi? By the way, this is available on Coinbase. Has anybody considered what's available on Coinbase when normies start FOMOing in? Okay. Breaking news from the Eagle King. B. Not entirely sure what it is. But whatever it is, Look at the volume. Look at these volume histograms. You think they're after it? Do you know what this is? I really don't. The BSC mascot of building, leading real USD1 construction on chain. You think they're getting after it? I think they're getting after it. Antivirus in a range. Janice McAfee doing a little meme action here, headed for Bitcoin Vegas. So I'm talking to the guy that runs it all, and I'm like, hey, you want to get Janice on stage? You think they're going to get her on stage at the last minute? Some guy gets the flu, can't show up for a panel. You know what he said? He said, Janice is way too edgy for this conference. You got public officials, the government, the vice president. They don't want to hear about privacy. They don't want to hear about the original Bitcoin users. That McAfee used Bitcoin back in the day to buy Janice a car. They don't want to hear it. You know why? Because they don't want to hear about you. Bitcoin is cool, of course. Crypto is cool. Giant crypto parties are cool. Okay. Well, what about you? What about your privacy? What about privacy on Bitcoin? I don't know if Edward Snowden is going to speak at the conference. They probably won't let him because he keeps telling everybody there's no privacy layer on Bitcoin. This matters. The Bitcoin pizza guy is a perfect example. The Bitcoin pizza guy had absolutely no idea. He thought he was basically getting a free pizza. He's like, oh, cool. I can get a free pizza with this. Awesome. Maybe I can get extra pizza because, or pizza next week because I didn't spend the pizza budget this week because I had all these coins here. Ask yourself this question. What is the most ridiculous ignored narrative currently in crypto? It could be privacy. It could be something related to AI. But you know what? It's out there. I may not find it, but you could. We have research. We would love you to get the GAN research because the machine and Toby are just finding it left and right to the point where I can't get out the door fast enough. You may see the timestamps on Patreon research. I may never sleep again. It's like the Army. I grab 2 hours whenever I can because I'm after the ignored narrative because I don't want my customers to be the Bitcoin pizza guy. Now this, the administration is holding Harvard accountable for fostering whatever. It's a privilege, not a right, for universities to enroll foreign students. They have lost their student exchange visitor certification. Now, being a Rutgers man, which is a public school in New Jersey that lives in the shadow of Princeton and all the Ivy League schools, as a public school Joe, I'm not exactly experiencing any heartbreak for Harvard, okay? Because I'm a little jelly. Now, why is this dangerous? Well, because Harvard has big donors, and they will lobby somebody or help get someone elected who gets this turned around. Now, when they get those people in power who will undoubtedly be on the left, will they have your interest at heart? This is like a petri dish to grow the left wing. My money is your money is my money bug, right? Hate begets more hate. Hate at the sovereign level means you. It doesn't matter who you are. Oh, we're only going to tax the rich. Yeah, if you make more than 40 grand, you're rich. This is negative. Do something positive about it. Buy crypto, buy a privacy coin, or buy Bitcoin and read about a privacy coin. Whatever. Right? But get smart. You know why? Because when this is different in 5 years, you will be ready. You will not be the Bitcoin pizza guy. China opens and whoosh, gold will go back to its all-time high. You know what's one of the dumbest things in markets? When they write the history book of this era, the dumbest thing in the world is the gold guys hating Bitcoin and vice versa. It's stupid. It's all a dollar devaluation because nobody wants to buy the euro. Nobody wants to buy the yen. No one wants to buy sterling. I like the Swiss franc personally. Okay. But no one wants to buy these other currencies. There's no compelling case for the other currencies. The only compelling case is to lower the value of the dollar by mooning gold and mooning Bitcoin and mooning Ethereum and the whole crypto complex. $200 billion for Web3. And we need to devalue the dollar in a foreign exchange market that trades trillions in volumes per day. Somebody perplexity what the daily volume in the fiat foreign exchange market is. I'm sure, I know it's in the trillions. Thomas Lee says Bitcoin is going to 1.5 million. This is the guy who wouldn't change his Bitcoin forecast back in 2018. He just said, I'm leaving it at 15,000 as it cascaded down to 3. Everyone made fun of him until Bitcoin turned around 4 months later and went from 5 to 13 on a rope. So, yeah, he got attention for being wrong and he loved it. Okay. But was he right 6 months later? Yup. You want to be Thomas Lee. You want to be 6 months early. Let's be 6 months early. Will it be a boring show? Maybe. I can make it entertaining. And Girl Bill coming up next hasn't been wrong about anything ever. So if you're interested in that, come check us out. Now, Girl Bill will try to go over this, I think, how decentralized trust can chart a path to prosperity by the number 2 guy at Ethereum, Joseph Lubin, and courtesy of my homie from Goldman. That's the executive summary. Okay. Joe Lubin, co-founder of Consensus, argued the world is at a pivotal moment. Legacy is faltering. Both crises are opportunity. Lubin contends that programmable blockchains like Ethereum offer a new foundation of decentralized trust that can address fundamental changes in governance, sustainability, and the integration of artificial intelligence. Wow, he must watch the show. Right? Here we go. Okay. It's pretty simple. I don't actually do this enough. I did a lot of it when I was screaming about the 13 bottom on the DeMark chart. So, ETH has underperformed Bitcoin so massively that on a weekly chart, it went back and unwound all of the outperformance that started with DeFi and NFTs back in March of 2020, which was also the same as August of 19. Do you know how many weeks I sat on a live stream with my old boss with ETH at 300 going buy ETH, buy ETH, buy ETH, buy ETH. It's like we were on a recording loop. Then it went to 3,000. Then it outperformed Bitcoin. Then it spent the next 2 years falling out of bed to the point where everyone was like, it's dead. There's no killer app. It's back to 2017. It's over for these guys. Shut it off. It's Solana only. Okay. When equities market people look at this, they're not going to care about anything you care about. They're like, wow, there's no Solana ETF. There is an XRP futures ETF. Okay, there's stuff out there. But this is so cheap, we can't control ourselves. STX. STX is a coin we have in platinum. But of course, we narrowed it down in platinum to when you buy STX. Because GAN is back. GAN is big in price and time. By the way, members, even if you get the $4.99 membership, you get yourself a cool emoji, and Eagle King flags your comments, and we try to get every single comment done. Every single one. Again, STX, not even close to the 200-day moving average. And I suppose someone's going to tell me that a computer is not going to go, gee, you know, there's no Bitcoin yield curve. You know, people are stupid. People are like, Skynet's going to take over. Oh, my God. You know what? If Skynet gives me a Bitcoin yield curve or DeFi on Bitcoin, Good for Skynet. You know, before Skynet comes and gets us all, there is a way to benefit from AI. And AI is going to look at this and go, oh my God, we got to get DeFi on Bitcoin. Like, I don't know if it's STX, but what else is there to start with? What are we going to open with? When are we going to do this? Some bank is going to come in and go, well, if you got your Bitcoin, come deposit your Bitcoin with us or whatever, and we'll get you a yield. How's that going to happen? Maybe it's STX. When do you buy STX? Aha, Patreon Platinum. Patreon Platinum. So it's like PDFs. So I know there's only so much video we can watch, and we've pivoted to you can get PDF reports. You can keep on your desk. You can be like, oh, look, it's June. Blah, blah, blah. The Gann model says there's a 20% chance of a 7 or 8% rally. But there's a 70% chance of a 20% rally. How can it hurt to have that on your desk, watching the charts, checking out to see if there's a breakout? Okay, here's something else. Now, given what Joe Lubin just said, why is a big Ethereum layer 2? This came out in one of the reports, and I'm hooking you up. What happens if a big Ethereum layer 2, which is tradable on Coinbase, gets going? Sick false breakout here. If you didn't want to buy it and you got caught in that, I don't blame you. They hose people so bad here, no one wants to touch it. What happens when no one wants to touch it? What happens when it's nuclear, right? I didn't want it at, at $2, I loved it, but at 42 cents, I'm not touching it. Optimism, I think, that's the name of it? Yeah, okay. It's up 8% today, can you tell? Off this Joe Lubin article, people are sleeping on this to such a degree. Like in the past, like 2020, if Joe Lubin wrote War and Peace on DeFi, it's like you would be like strapped in with the cross body seatbelt like an astronaut as everything just exploded. Now everyone's like, whatever. But you have to ask yourself, what happens when that changes? Litecoin, sludge no one wants. Comes up, breaks the 200-day moving average, come back up, retest. And if you had bought the first dip or even the second dip, you're basically at the same point. What happens when normies start reading about Bitcoin? What happens when the Bitcoin conference comes? Bitcoin prints like 115 or 120, or there's some wild blow off top. They're all going to pour in at once because they're not coming in. Willie Woo said he's never seen it this even in terms of flows going in. As institutions are just buying that Bitcoin ETF every day. Just buy it every day, every day, every day. That's how they do it. That's how you get gig along. You don't come in and just say, buy it all. You just buy it every day. Eagle King telling me something here. Don't forget about Moonpig. Hey, folks, I got news for you. Girl Bill is great with meme coins. Look at this volume. What is the value proposition of Moonpig? What was the value proposition of Hot Moms with Buttocks coin? The casino's open. Kids need to make money, and they're after it. That's it. That's it. And you know what? As long as no one's getting, I know I've said this before, but the Eagle King is showing you. And there's meme, and there's another meme, and it's happening. Get on the new memes. And I don't know about paying $82 million for Moonpig, but you understand what I'm saying. There's a lot of memes out there at 20, 25 million. People want to make money in crypto. Now, here is the final message. I can go over all the charts in the world. I want you to order a pizza. And I want you to open up that pizza. And I want to imagine that you're eating 10,000 Bitcoin. Right? Like, eat the pizza and go, this is 10,000 Bitcoin. Or if the pizza has, I don't know, 5 slices, this is 2,000 Bitcoin. So eat a slice of pizza, give a slice of pizza to your friend, because like, I'm going to eat 2,000 Bitcoin. Then I'm going to give you 2,000 Bitcoin. And then after you get done eating Bitcoin, I want you to sit down. I want you to watch the stream and hit the like button. But more importantly, I want you to go look at your screen. Everybody thinks that they need to listen to a guy like me or Girl Bill to have an idea about crypto. And of course, we want your business and we think we're doing a great job and we think we can make your life easier. But you know what? One of the other things we tell people is you can figure this out. You have the mental capacity just by looking at it, especially if your money is in there. Your brain will start learning very quickly. If you earned money and put it in here, even if it's like $20, like you go to Vegas, you throw $20 in a slot machine, you have a beer, you don't care. You put $20 in crypto and you wake up the next day and it's at $10, you will be upset. You will be upset. And that process is you learning. So go eat 2,000 Bitcoin and then look at your screen and go, where's the next 2,000 Bitcoin? Not the next Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is unique. That's why it's Bitcoin. Where is the next asymmetric opportunity? And am I going to miss it? Am I going to miss it? Like, what am I not seeing, as the pizza gives you like a little gas, like, ooh, I just tasted the pizza again. Ooh, what am I missing? Come with us. We'll help you figure it out. Do it yourself. You can do it. No one tells you that. You want to be big on social media? The first thing you do is start insulting your audience. The more you insult your audience, the more engagement you get. I'm not doing that. I'm just not doing that. I could probably be more popular. I'm just not doing it. What I'm going to do is go down in history as the guy who told you could do it. Go eat 2,000 Bitcoin, watch the show, hit the like button. Girl Bill is coming up. I can't believe you would miss it. We'll see you in 10 minutes.